Hey guys, it's Allison with Imperfect Pages, and I am here today just with a little video of working on a travel journal that I am setting up. I'm not, I don't know how to explain it, but it is like a bucket list sort of travel journal. It's literally a list of places that I would like to see. And I figured putting it into a small, thin journal like this would make it easy to keep track of over time. I'm hoping that's in frame since I moved it. Yes. Basically, it's just a place to write down all the places I want to visit. That way it's easy to keep track of over time. So pretty much what I want to do today is just add a little bit of decoration to it. I've got some watercolors, just a simple palette. I've got my water brush. I've got these stickers that I would maybe add. These die cuts, which I don't know if I'll add these because they're kind of thick. And some map scraps of little pieces that I can maybe add. I've got some words in here to add. And I've got this used postcard that I'm thinking about using on here. Or just incorporating it into here somehow. So yeah, I guess we'll get right into it here. I'm going to start with a watercolor because that's going to be the easiest part for me. And let me sit, that way I'm not just standing this entire time. So let's see here. I think for the front I want to start with some blue. For some reason I always associate traveling with the color blue. So I figure that's going to be a good one to start with. And we're just gonna kind of choose some blues here to add. We're just gonna kind of make a mess out of it, honestly. And I need a piece of paper to stick on here. I probably don't really have a good one. And we'll just use this for now. Okay, and I really just want to add a bunch of like splatters to the inside of this. I need paper to put behind this, that way I'm not getting watercolors on the table. Hold that thought. Okay, I'm back. I just had to add some newspaper behind my journal because I'm gonna splatter the watercolor onto here and I didn't want it to get on the table and stuff. So let me just grab my watercolors again here. I think I'm gonna go for some of this like vermilion orange is what it's called. It's like a really vibrant orange, and I'm just gonna kind of splatter that on there. And I think I'm gonna add some yellow as well. As you can, I don't know if you guys can see it, but the splatter method definitely, it makes a little bit of a mess. But I really like the effect that it has. It has a interesting color to it. I'm just gonna turn the page. I need a clip. Yeah, let's see here. Get a clip to kind of hold these pages down a little. Okay, so I guess you guys can probably read what's on here, but the first couple pages of this journal, I just wrote down the national parks because I would really like to see as many of them in my lifetime as I can. And I know it's kind of a, I don't know, it's a big goal to set for myself, but I do think it is achievable to get to all the parks by the end of my life. I'm hoping that that's a long time. So I just figured I would write them all down. And like I said, it was an easy way to kind of keep track of where all the national parks are. I broke it down by state so that they would be easy to keep track of. I have been to Yellowstone. I loved it with every ounce of my being. I seriously had an amazing time at Yellowstone, and I would love to go back someday and see more of the park, just because I can. And I would like to see different parts of the park. So that's definitely on my list of places I want to go back to. I'm just taking some colors here that kind of coordinate with the washi tape a little bit. So I've got this like sage green color that I'm adding onto here. And honestly, I'm not waiting for the pages to dry. In between splattering them, I don't mind that the colors kind of bleed a little bit onto each other. I'll go through and let it dry completely after I splatter all of these pages. And for this page, I do live in Illinois. I'm not going to say what part of Illinois. So I do have some of the state parks that I would like to visit on here. There's definitely more of them that I would like to see, but I haven't taken the time to write them all down yet. But yeah, if you guys have recommendations of places I should add to my bucket list, please leave them in the comments. I would love to hear about the places you guys have visited. What is the favorite place of yours that you've vacationed to, or where is a place that you would like to go see someday? Definitely leave those in the comments for me. Here's another one, another page here. And this one is a bucket list. It's literally just a running list of places I want to travel. It's not specific to like any state or anything. It's just a list of places that I would like to go. And we're gonna do let's do some pinks and purples on this page. I think that would look nice. And I'm pretty sure I'm still getting watercolor on the table despite having that newspaper there. So that's definitely going to be something to clean up later. That's one thing. If you guys decide to try this method of watercoloring, be aware of the surface that you're working on, because it will get splattered. And maybe we'll throw some blue in here as well, just to kind of add to it. Yeah, I really like that. And let's splatter some more pages in here. Those are the pages that I've started. I do have one for international travels that I haven't written anything down on it yet, but I do know I would like to visit South Korea someday. I would like to visit Australia. I would like to visit Spain. My grandmother grew up in Spain, so I would like to visit the town she grew up in someday, if possible. I think that would be really neat to see where she was raised. She was raised in a little town. She always describes it as being at the bottom of a mountain. And she tells me all about how she would climb the mountains during the day instead of going to school. And I think it's just really funny. And I think it would be really neat to go visit someday. And I do have some family that still lives over there, so it would be cool to meet those relatives if possible. I don't speak any Spanish, minus what I learned in school, which was not much. So that could be interesting, but you know what, we could make it work. That was my international travels page. I don't have any other lists in here. As you can see, it's just a, this is just a blank moleskin. What is the style? Cahiers or something like that. But let's just smash this, take this out of here, and we'll look at what we've got so far. So here's a splattered page, another splattered page. Yeah, I just think this splatter technique looks really cool when it's done. So I'm just going to go through and do some more pages in here with the splattered look, just because I have my watercolors out, so I might as well splatter some of these pages and have them ready to go for different lists and whatnot. Let's do some more greens. I really like these green colors. Not used any of this light green yet. I don't know if you guys can see this palette, this watercolor palette, but it is the, shoot, what's the brand of it? Koi watercolor palette. I've had this for a few years, and honestly, for a while, I didn't really like it because the watercolors are a more chalky consistency than some of the other palettes I've used. I also have a Winsor & Newton, I think Winsor & Newton Cotman palette that I adore. It is maybe my favorite palette. And then I also have the Prima Tropicals palette that I really love. I love the colors in that one. But I also, now that I've been using this one more, I do really enjoy the colors in here. There's a lot of different options. And once you get used to the chalkier consistency of the paints, they are actually really nice for, especially for just using them on like journal pages. I don't think I would want to use these as like, for like nicer watercolor paintings, but for just working in my journals, like it's really the ideal palette. Let's do some more of this orangey color. And I'm just being really, really generous with the amount of water that I'm using. And some of the red. This is like a reddish pink color that I really, really love. Okay, and maybe we'll add some yellow in here just to kind of brighten it up a little. Ooh, I just made that really gross looking on my palette. Whoops. Guess I should have rinsed my brush a little better. Oh well. Like I said, these are like my watercolors that I use just to mess around with, so it's okay if they're not perfect. Okay, I'm going to do one more page, I guess. And as you can see, this, I don't know if you guys can see it super well, but the last several pages in these moleskins, they are perforated. So I'm going to skip back a page or two here. I don't want to watercolor on the perforated pages because those I probably will eventually tear out and use for lists or something. But ooh, I love this blue color. My sleeves keep sliding down. So do you guys keep travel journals? Have you ever kept a travel journal? Do you normally just include your travel stuff in your regular journal? I've kept travel journals in the past. It's something I actually really enjoy doing during my travels. I love just collecting all kinds of random stuff to add to my journals. I keep the tickets from stuff. I keep business cards from restaurants. I'll collect like the random travel pamphlet things and different maps. I will keep all of that stuff, and I just absolutely tear into the maps and booklets and use all the photos and whatnot because those are really nice photos that you can just you can use to talk about the places that you went. And yeah, okay, here's that final page. We're just gonna smush this. We're just gonna smush this whole thing, I guess. Okay, and do a little flip so you guys can see what we've got here. Hope I skipped it, didn't I? Man, I thought I had... That blue one is back here somewhere. And I just can't find it. Wow, where did it go? Okay. Oh, here it is. I just hadn't gone far enough. The pages were sticking together. See, I love how that turned out. Okay, let's find there's that one. This. Yeah, and I showed you these ones up front, so let's see what we can do with it next. The other thing I wanted to do was add a few stickers to some of the pages, but I think I need to let these dry a little bit and then I will come back to it. Okay, so I am back. I've got these stickers, these travel stickers that I would like to use on just a few of the pages. I'm not going to add a lot of stickers in here. Ideally, I would like to add stuff to this as I travel places, so I do want to leave like quite a bit of space empty and keep the decorations pretty minimal. These are from Hobby Lobby, which isn't my favorite place to shop, but I did have them in my stash already, so I want to use them up. And we're just going to use just a few stickers. Like I said, not a lot, because I would rather add stuff to these pages as I travel. But I don't like leaving the pages completely blank either. So yeah, we're just adding a few little bits and pieces here, and I know my arm is like right in the way. And we'll add one to the international traveling page. Ooh, yes. This World Traveler sticker, which I don't know if you can see, there we go, is perfect for the international travels page. And the other thing I wanted to do was maybe add some map scraps to a little bit of it. So, just going to take this map that I have, and as you probably just heard, I just ripped a chunk of it off here. I just ripped this small piece off the edge. And I'm just going to take this and kind of just start, unfold the edge and just tear into it. Get pieces like this. I'm going to rip it off camera, that way it's a little easier and my arm's not blocking your guys' view. And I'm just ripping random shapes out of this. You know what we'll do? We'll add the legend into here somewhere. Not the entire thing, but just maybe in the corner on one of the pages. I think that would be kind of neat. Okay, so we've got some pieces here, and let's just, I really like this legend, and I want to add it to, I want to add it to the very beginning here. I think that would be a good thing, because when you look at a map, you always, if you're actually like trying to read the map, you look at the legend first. That way you know what you're looking at on the map. So let me grab my glue, if I can find it. If I can get it open. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay. And we're just gonna add a generous amount of glue. And we're just gonna put this in the corner. I think that looks kind of neat. And we're just gonna go in throughout here and add little pieces of this map, just kind of wherever. So we'll add a piece to this page here. And we'll add some to this page, kind of like there. Twist up my glue a little here. We're definitely going into the wrong season for traveling. I'm going into winter here, and Midwest winters are just not ideal for traveling. I know I'm putting this piece of map on upside down, but I like the way it looks, so we're gonna deal with it. So this journal will likely not get anything checked off on it until the spring, but you know what, that's okay. It gives me some time to kind of really think about where I want to go during the summer. I'm hoping that next spring and summer will have way more traveling than I did this year. I only did a few day trips this year, which was fine, but it just doesn't really, I don't know, it just doesn't cut it for me. I want to go places and see other, you know, towns and stuff, and staying in the Midwest just really isn't cutting it for me. Ooh. We'll add this piece of Lake Michigan on here because, you know, Chicago really isn't terribly far from where I live. It's within a few hours drive for me, so, and I would like to go up to Chicago and visit a few museums, so maybe we'll add this in here as a way to manifest that happening. Okay. And I said I wasn't going to add these die cuts, but I am going to go ahead and glance through them, see what I can add to these pages maybe. Ooh, you know what? These are cardboard. Yeah, I'm not going to add any of these. They're going to be too thick for this little journal. I want to keep this journal relatively thin. I don't want it to chunk up too much because I would like to take it with me when I go to these places. When I go and travel places, I'd like to be able to take this journal with me. So I want to keep it relatively thin. So I think that's all I'm going to do with this today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, leave me a thumbs up. Let me know where you would like to travel, what's on your bucket list. Do you like traveling? I know some people don't, and I would love to hear why. If that's the case, it fascinates me. How everyone has different thoughts and opinions on traveling. So yeah, I will catch you guys next time. Bye.